Good evening, everybody. I hope that you all are fine. It's a great opportunity to be with you once again with a new lesson called The Merchant of Venice. I hope that you will enjoy this lesson. This lesson is exclusively for the students of ICSC, those who are preparing for their examination, mainly the students of class 10. I know they are getting ready for term 2 examination. Without much talk, I would like to jump into the lesson directly. So here we begin. I hope that you will like this. I will try to give explanation each and every line and word and phrase and connotation. I hope that it will help you a lot for the preparation. Now the scene, where is the scene? Venice, a court of justice, right? This is the scene. Who are the people inside the court of justice? Duke himself, Magnificoes. What is Magnificoes? The great people, the merchants, the lords, etc. Antonio himself, Bassanio, Salerio, and Gratiano with others. Duke. What? Is Antonio here? That means he is asking whether Antonio is here present in the court. Now Antonio comes forward. Ready, so please your grace. This is this is a way of addressing somebody who is honorable, no? So Antonio says, yes, I'm ready. Yes, your honor, I am waiting for the trial. Ready. I am ready for the trial. Now the Duke says, I am sorry for thee. For thee means for you. I am sorry for you. Thou art come to answer a stony adversary. Thou means you have come, or you are come to answer a stony adversary. Yeah, stony means cruel. Adversary means enemy. Okay, stony adversary. An inhuman rage. What is inhuman rage? Inhuman means, somebody who doesn't have kindness is called inhuman wretch. Means you can say that hateful, full of hatred, beast. Wretch means a beast. Incapable of pity. He is not able to show pity. Void and empty. Now void and empty means the same meaning, this both word. You can call it tautology. Tautology means the repetition of different words, but the meaning is the same. From any dram of mercy. So you have come to a person who is not going to show you any mercy. So I am very sorry. From any dram of mercy. What is dram? Dram means grain or very little quantity. Grain, grain, or very little quantity of mercy. Means there is no mercy that you have come for. So be ready for that. Now Antonio is ready for that. So what he said, sorry, I have heard your grace hath taken great pains to qualify his rigorous course, but since he stands obdurate, and that no lawful means can carry me out of his envy's reach, I do oppose my patience to his fury, and am armed to suffer with a quietness of spirit the very tyranny and rage of his. So what he says, Antonio is saying, I have heard that your honor have made a lot of effort to persuade him. To persuade means to obdurate means to qualify him. To qualify means to moderate his, or to make it soft or limit his rigorous course. His rigorous course. What is rigorous course? Now rigorous means here, he was very much eager to take revenge on him. So rigorous course. Rigorous means very hard and very difficult course. But since he stands obdurate, he is obstinate. He is obstinate means he is very stubborn. He is not going to change. And that no lawful means can carry me out of his envy's reach. No lawful means according to the law, he is not able to come out of his clutch. So no lawful means can carry me out of his envy's reach. I do oppose my patience to his fury. So it is a literary way of talking. I do oppose my patience means Antonio is telling that I oppose my patience means my patience will not help Okay, me. So anyway, so I do oppose my patience to his fury, because his fury is more than my patience. So I'm ready to face it, and I'm armed. I'm armed means I'm ready to suffer with a quietness of spirit. Quietness of spirit means I'm not going to agitate or say anything. I quietly accept his wrath, I mean anger, the very tyranny and rage of his. Tyranny means when you are tyrannical, you are, you are showing cruelty, anger to others, right? Now, Duke, go on and call the Jew into the court. Sorry. Salerio, he is ready at the door. He comes, my lord. Now, Shylock was waiting at the gate, and now he comes. Enters Shylock. Duke, make room and let him stand before our face. So please give him space, let him come in. Okay, make room. Okay, now here the Duke uses the royal plural our. Okay, so make room means make space for him to come inside. Okay, the Duke is saying. So stand aside and make room for the Jew to appear before me. Now, Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leadest this fashion of thy malice, thy means your malice, to the last hour of act, and then it is thought thou'lt show thy mercy and remorse more strange than is thy strange apparent cruelty, and where thou now exact the penalty, which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh, thou wilt not only lose the forfeiture, but toucheth with human gentleness and love. Forgive a moiety of the principal, glancing an eye of pity on his losses, and have of late huddled on his back. Now to press a royal merchant down and pluck commiseration of his state from brassy bosom, the rough hearts of flint, from stubborn Turks and Tartars, never trained to offices of tender courtesy. We all expect a gentle answer, Jew. Now, it is a big speech of Duke. The Duke is trying to pacify, Now, let me go to the explanation part. Make room. Now, let him stand before our face. And Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leadest this fashion, this hatred. Fashion is hatred of thy malice. What is malice? Malice is hatred. Fashion means style. Okay, so to the last hour of act, and then it's thought, thou'lt mean you will show thy mercy and remorse. Remorse means pity and mercy, right? So forgive. Now let me come to Shylock, the world thinks, and I think too, that thou means you, but leadest this fashion of thy malice, this fashion of mine, this manner of malice. What is malice? Malice means hatred, to the last hour of act, right up to the end. To the last hour of act means right up to the end, that means you intend to carry on with this kind of show of cruelty until the last moment, to the last fashion, right? Until the last moment. To the last fashion of act. And then it is thought thou'lt show thy mercy. It is thought, we believe that thou'lt. What is this? Thou'lt means you will show thy mercy and remorse. Mercy and remorse, again kindness. Mercy means kindness. Remorse is also kindness. So again you can say it is a tautology. Tautology means use of the different words for the same meaning. Okay, so remorse. What is remorse? Remorse means kindness. So remorse, more strange. Now, thou will show thy mercy. Thy means your, mercy means kindness. Remorse, more strange. Okay. Then is thy strange apparent cruelty. Then is thy strange apparent quality means strange apparent quality means strange or seeming apparent quality means people think that you are very cruel. That is very, very much up to the people to decide it. Remorse, more strange than thy strange apparent cruelty. Apparent cruelty means you are apparently seem to be cruel, but I know that you are not cruel. And where thou now exact the penalty. Now exact the penalty means, now exact means insist on having. Now where thou now exactest the penalty, exactest. Okay, now exact the penalty which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh. This poor merchant means here Antonio's flesh. Thou wilt not only lose the forfeiture means, okay, thou will not only lose the forfeiture means you will not only lose the penalty but touched with human gentleness and love means, see, if you forgive him, then what are you going to? You will just lose the forfeiture. What is the forfeiture? Forfeiture means the penalty. You will lose that one, but you will touch with human gentleness and love means there will be people talking about your gentleness and love. So forgive, a moiety of the principle. Now forgive here, forgive means allow, a moiety means a part of principle. Principle means forgive. Here forgive means allow. Okay, ALLOW, allow, a moiety. Moiety means a part, PART, part of the principle. Principle, what was the principle? 3,000 ducats, right? Principle is 3,000 ducats. DUCATS, 3,000 ducats. So forgive a moiety of the principle, glancing an eye of pity, glancing an eye of pity on his losses. On his losses means whose losses? Antonio's losses, that have of late huddled on his back. Means huddled on his back means accumulated on his back, means it is on his shoulder, on his back. He is a businessman, but he is not having a good time now. Enough to press. Now enough to press means, enough means enough to press a royal merchant down. Enough means here enough, ENOUG, enough to press a royal merchant. A royal merchant means he is a merchant, royal. Down, bend down means it will make him down low, and pluck commiseration of his state. Commiseration of his state. What is the meaning of commiseration? Means commiseration means pluck means extract. Pluck means extract. Commiseration means pity. Commiseration means pity. COMMISE, commiseration of his state. From brassy bosom and rough hearts of flint. Now what is it? Enough to press a royal merchant down and pluck the commiseration of state from brassy bosom. Brassy bosom is alliteration. And rough hearts. Whose rough hearts? Rough hearts of flint. Now what is rough hearts of flints? From the stubborn Turks and Tartars, never trained to office of tender courtesy. Means the situation that this man is suffering is really very, very difficult, and I think that you will try to understand and show your mercy. So here what the Duke is telling, I'll just repeat it once more, very important. Duke is telling Shylock, all men think, and so I think too, that you will keep up this appearance of cruelty till the last moment, right? Till the last moment. But then you will show such mercy and pity as will surprise everybody will be surprised much more than your strange and unusual cruelty has done. Means people know that you are cruel, so if you show mercy, it will be making people very, very surprised. It is now believed that while at present you insist on claiming a pound of this poor fellow's flesh, you will in the end not only remit this penalty, but also being moved by the feeling of humanity and love, also forgive him a portion of the principal sum. So principal sum, right? A kind and sympathetic consideration of the heavy losses which have lately befallen him. Means he is really in great trouble and have broken down. Even a merchant prince like him is bound to wring pity for his condition. So this is one I want. Okay, so condition from the most hard-hearted men, even from the cruel and savage Turks and Tartars who are never accustomed to show mercy, to show this kinds of kindness and charity. So we all hope, Shylock, that you will give a kind reply. Now the Duke was ready to convince Shylock to forgive, to offer. Now there is a very nice dialogue. I have possessed your grace of what I purpose. Now Shylock is ready to reply. I have possessed. Now possessed means I have informed your grace what I purpose. Means what do I want, what is my purpose, right? I have possessed. So he is telling, Shylock is telling, I have already told your honor what I want to do. I have taken an oath by holy Sabbath. Now he is saying, and by a holy Sabbath I have sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. What I want, I have taken an oath by our holy Sabbath to exact the penalty which has become due on account of non-payment of the bond. Now he is saying, I have taken a promise now, and by our holy Sabbath have taken so to have the due and forfeit of my bond. If you deny it, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom. Now if you are not going to listen to this, then it is not my problem, it is your problem. People will criticize you. Now people will talk about your charter, your law, your rules upon the charter and your city's freedom. You will ask me why I rather choose to have a weight of carrion's flesh than to receive 3,000 ducats. I will not answer that, but say it is my humor. Okay, now you may be asking me, Shylock is very, very rude in his way of talking to the Duke like that. Now he has promised to take that 1 pound of flesh. So if you refuse to grant me justice, then you will have to face the risk of violating the charter, the law, the act, which safeguards the liberty of your city. Perhaps your word, perhaps you would like to know why I prefer a pound of dead and rotten flesh to 3,000 ducats. I have nothing to say beyond this, and that is my fancy. So you will ask me why I rather choose to have a weight of carrion. Carrion means flesh, carrion means rotten flesh. Carrion means rotten, R-O-T-T-E, and rotten flesh, than to receive 3,000 ducats. I will not answer that. I am not bound to answer you that. Why do I do? But say it is my humor. Humor means say it is my whim. Humor means W-H-I-M, whim. Say it is my humor. Means I don't like to answer. Is it answered? Now he asks the Duke, is it answered? What if my house, what? If my house be troubled with a rat, and I be pleased to give 10,000 ducats to have it banned. If I find that my house is full of rats, and if I pay somebody 10,000 ducats to get them banned, to get the rats banned, what is your problem? What is others' problems? What? Are you answered yet? Have you got my answer? Some men, there are love not at gaping pigs, and some are mad if they behold a cat. Now, he is giving one after the other example. So I have nothing to say beyond this. Now here, suppose the rat has been causing some mischief in my house. It may be a whim of mine to spend thousands of ducats to have them destroyed. Are you satisfied with this answer? And then again he says, there are some people who cannot stand the sight of the pig prepared for the table. Okay, they cannot see the pigs being prepared for the table. Okay, for the table. Some who fly into the rage on seeing the cat. Okay, so some men, there are love not gaping at pigs, means they are not able to see the pigs being served on the table. Gaping means looking at something. Okay, and some that are mad if they see a cat, they get mad. And others, when the bagpipe sings, the nose, okay, that the nose cannot contain their urine. Now this is a funny thing. Okay, and there are also some people, okay, others who lose self-control on hearing the nasal music of the bagpipe. Okay, so and others, when bagpipe sings, okay, the nose, now what is this? The nose cannot contain their urine for affection means natural feeling, means they just when they get to hear the sound of the bagpipe, the fact is that our instinctive likes and dislikes control our sentiments, so they cannot control their urine, means here, what is this? Now they cannot stand it for affection means natural feelings, so this is their whims. So master of passion sways. Okay, now the master of passion, now what is the master of passions? Our instinctive likes and dislikes control our sentiments. So master of passion sways it to the mood of what it likes or loathes. Loathes means hates. Now for your answer, as there is no firm reason to be rendered, means there are some people who strongly hate gaping pigs of some harmless useful cat, now my answer to you this, there are some people who strongly hate the gaping pigs or some harmless useless cat, others a woolen bagpipe. They disgrace themselves by behaving violently at the sight of these objects, and also displease others by their wild conduct. But just as no strong reason can be offered for these dislikes and likes and hatreds, etc., and of this men, similarly I cannot and will not give any reason for my what is called forfeiture. Now here, rendered red, why he cannot abide the gaping pig, why a harmless necessary cat, why he a woolen bagpipe, but a force must they yield to such inevitable shame, so inevitable shame, as to offend himself being offended. So I can give no reason, nor I will not, more than a lodged hate and certain loathing, I bear Antonio that I follow thus. A losing suit against him, are you answered? Now here, actually, Antonio is reiterating his idea what he has said before here. Now here, what is he said? Let me tell you, children, it will take time, but I'm trying to explain it more clearly. Please pay attention. Now here, he is saying that there are certain people, they cannot control their emotion, they do a lot of things, like they pay money, they do this, that, everything. But you don't ask him any question about that. It is their whims. So when I am going to take a pound of flesh from this man, 1 pound of flesh, why are you asking me to show mercy and not to take that one? So he wants to convince him by giving examples. Why? He cannot abide by. Now here, as there is no firm reason to be rendered why he cannot abide a gaping pig, or why he a harmless necessary cat, or why he a woolen bagpipe, but a force must tell to such inevitable shame. Now, so here he's saying that there are some people who strongly hate gaping pigs, some harmless useful cat, and others a woolen bagpipe. They disagree themselves by behaving violently at the sight of these objects, and also displease others by their, for this dislike and hatred of these men, cannot be offered for this dislike and hatred these men. Similarly, I will not give any reason for my for my demand. What was the demand that you are asking me? For my action, exact this, accept this, that I have a deep rooted. Now here you have to accept this. So can I give no reason? So can I give no reason, nor I will not. More than a loathed head and a certain loathing I bear, Antonio, that I follow thus. A losing suit against him. Are you answered? So here say exact that. I have a deep-rooted dislike and hatred for Antonio. That is why I am pursuing this. And that is why I am pursuing this case, which even if I win it, will mean to me a heavy loss of money. Does my reason now satisfy? I will lose a lot of money. A losing suit against him means I'm losing the money. What am I going to get by cutting 1 pound of flesh from him? Nothing. But still I am pursuing because I have a strong hatred against him. Bassanio, this is no answer, thou unfeeling man, to excuse the current of cruelty. Now, soon Bassanio comes. This is no excuse, you hard-hearted creature, for your inhuman course of action. Shylock, I am under no obligation to answer you. Then immediately says, I am not going to answer you. I am not bound to please thee with my answer. Bassanio, do all men kill the things they do not love? Hates any man the thing he would not kill? Now immediately Bassanio asks, this is no excuse. Then Shylock says, I am under no obligation. I am not supposed to give you answer to these questions. Give you answer to this question. Now Bassanio says, do men always kill the things they do not love? Very, very logically Shylock says, does a man hate the thing he would not like to kill? Does a man hate a thing that does a man hate the thing he would not like to kill? Shylock says, now Bassanio, every offense is not a hate at first. Now Bassanio said, then Bassanio says, but every feeling of resentment does not turn into a deep hatred. Every resentment does not change into deep hatred at the very beginning. Now Shylock says, would you allow? Now Shylock says, what? Wouldst thou have a servant sting thee twice? Means, do you want the servant to sting you or to bite you twice? Now Antonio, I request you, I pray you think questions with you. Now Antonio is telling Bassanio, Antonio, remember Bassanio, that you are arguing with a Jew. So I pray you means here Bassanio, think, you question with a Jew. You may as well go stand upon the beach and beat the main flood, bet his usual height. You may as well use questions with the wolf, why he hath made the ewe bleat for the lamb. You may as well forbid the mountain pines to wag their high tops and to make no noise when they are threatened with the gusts of heaven. You may as well do anything most hard as seek to soften that than which what's the harder? What's the harder? This Jewish heart. Therefore, I do beseech you, make no more offers, use no farther means, but with all brief and plain conveniency, let me have judgment, and the Jew his will. Now Antonio is very much ready. Remember Bassanio, that you are arguing with a Jew. It is very, very impossible, as impossible to soften him as to order the ocean from the beach to bring down the level of the water. So it is very, very difficult to bring down the level of the water, impossible to soften him, to bring down the level of the water. As well, the questions. Now, flood bed is usual heights. You may as well use questions with the wolf. If you want, you can even ask the wolf. Now here, to argue with the wolf. Now if you want the level of the high tides, or to argue with the wolf why it has killed the lamb and thus caused pain to the ewe, or to ask the pine trees on the mountain not to toss their tops and make any sound when they are agitated by the stormy winds. Therefore I request you not to make any more efforts, not to plead this, with this hard-hearted Jew any farther. Let the sentence be passed on me with the usual brevity and plainness of a court of justice, and let the Jew have what he desires. So Shylock is trying to pacify Bassanio, because Bassanio is very excited about the situation that his friend was going to be killed by this. Now, I hope that you have understood, children, here. So Antonio is trying to tell his friend Bassanio not to argue with this stony man, and he is not going to listen to it. He would rather go and do all these things. He has given examples that you can even bring down, you can talk to you may as well go and stand upon the beach and bid the main flood bet his usual height. Means when there is a high tide, you can talk to the sea and it may bring down the height of the level of the sea. You can even ask the wolf why it has killed the sheep, has made the ewe bleed for the lamb. Then you can even ask the mountain, as well, forbid the mountain mountain pine trees to stop the making of sound, to edge their high tops when they are threatened, when they are disturbed, by the winds. Gust of the heavens means here gust of the winds. You may as well do anything most hard. You can do anything very hard, but you cannot soften the heart of this man than which. What's harder? What is harder? His Jewish heart is very, very hard. Therefore, I do beseech you. Beseech means request you. Make no more offers, no more request. Use no further means. Don't use any other means. But with all brief and plain conveniency. What is brief and plain conveniency? Conveniency means propriety. Conveniency means plainness. You can say propriety. I would like to say conveniency. Conveniency means propriety. Okay, I would like to request you very plainly. What? Let me have judgment and the due his will. Bassanio, for thy 3,000 ducats, here is 6. Now, Shylock says, Bassanio is ready to give for 3,000 ducats, here is 6,000 ducats. Now, Shylock is saying, if every ducat is 6,000 ducats, every ducat is 6,000 ducats, that means 36,000 total, where in 6 parts and every part is a ducat, I would not draw them, I would not take them, right? I would have my bond. He is ready to take his bond. Duke, how shalt thou hope for mercy rendering none? Now Duke is trying to tell Shylock, if you don't show mercy, how would you seek mercy from others? Now again Shylock is saying, what judgment shall I dread? Doing no wrong means, now you are telling me to show mercy. Now having done nothing wrong, I need not fear any kind of punishment from God, no? So what judgment shall I dread? Doing no wrong, I have done nothing wrong. You have among you many purchased slaves. Now Shylock is giving example of the people. Now he is saying, sir, let me read first. You have among you many purchased slaves, which like your asses, your dogs and mules, you use in abject and in slavish parts, because you bought them. Shall I say to you, let them be free, marry them to your heirs? Why sweat they under the burdens, ardent burdens? Let their beds be made as soft as yours, and let their palates be seasoned with such viands. You will answer, the slaves are ours. So do I answer you, the pound of flesh which I demand of him is dearly bought, is mine, and I will have it. If you deny me, fie upon your law. Fie means I hate upon your law. There is no force in the decree of Venice. I stand for judgment. Answer, shall I have it? Now, the Jew is very logical. He is not going to say anything wrong. According to the law of Venice, he is supposed to get that 1 pound of flesh. Now he is saying, having done nothing wrong, I need not fear any punishment from God. Okay, so many of you, is giving example, many of you possess slaves whom you have bought and whom you like your asses, mules and dogs employ in the mean work on the plea that you have purchased. Okay, you have among many purchased slaves, which like your asses, your dogs and your mules, you use in abject. Now what is the meaning of in abject? In mean. Okay, mean, M-E-A-N, mean, in abject use, and in slavish parts, because you bought them. Shall I say to you, let them free? So should I tell you that you let them go free? Okay, because you have bought them, so you can use them as you like it. Okay, so may I ask you to release them and marry them to your legal heirs? May I ask you why they should labor so hard? Why their bed should not be made as soft as your bed? So shall I ask you, shall I say you, let them be free, marry them to your heirs? To your heirs means to your inheritors. Why sweat they under burden? Why they are sweating under the burdens? Let their beds be made as soft as yours, and let their palates means, what is the meaning of palates? Means desks. when they give get the food, palates be seasoned with such viands, viands. Viands means food. Viand means food. Okay. Let their food be as tasty as that of yours. Your answer will be, you will answer, the slaves are ours. So do I answer you, the pound of flesh which I demand of him is dearly bought. It is bought, okay? And it is dearly bought, means I had to pay money. How much of money? I paid 3,000 ducats. Bought is mine, and I will have it. If you deny me, fie upon your law. Fie means when you express regret. Fie upon your law. There is no force in the decree of Venice. I stand for judgment. Answer, shall I have it? Okay, so he said to that. So children, I think I should stop here, because I told you I'll take around 100 lines, 100 to 150. It's going to be pretty long. I will take these lessons. I have repeated some parts twice because I wanted to clarify the meaning. Okay, so children, if you have any doubt, you can write in the comment box. I still will explain them in the comment box for your help. So I don't want to waste any more time. If you have liked this video, please share it with your friends, and like and comment and share. That would be great of you, and I really admired your time that you have given to watch this video. Thank you very much for your patience hearing. Bye for now. Have a good night and enjoy yourself.